Sir, you're charged with especially aggravated kidnapping. You're also charged with aggravated assault. And you're charged with theft of a firearm worth less than $2,500.
You're talking about stuff that is not relevant.
Hello and welcome to the Court of Public Opinion. I am the Recovery Addict, and boy do I have a case for you today.
Why is the dog chewing on this guy?
I think they have got the wrong guy
They
there.
got the wrong guy, and the dog was biting him.
He roughened him up quite a bit. There's a lawsuit.
This police unit is trying to box him in, but instead he just crashes into the tree. And away he goes. Let me widen out. I don't know how far this will take him. Yeah, he's basically cornered. Wow, look at this. Off the road and onto the freeway. Oh my gosh. So he is on the freeway, going wrong side of the road here on the 91 freeway, going eastbound in the westbound lane. This car is smoking. I pray to God that the vehicles that are coming in his direction see this car coming at them and they're able to stop before we see a collision.
Welcome back to the Court of Public Opinion. I like that sound clip. Love it. One of my favorite chases to watch. Turn that one down a little bit. Whew, loud. All right, we're getting somewhere. I'm making some progress. Did a little work. Nothing that you can see, unfortunately. But trust me, I'm getting things done around here, which is just great. Because Mrs. R.A. is out and about with the kids, prepping for everything that's coming up. Tomorrow with our little trip. I'm ready for tonight. I have to say, we're going to be going back to court here in just a minute. And Grainers, it's a good thing you got the internet, bud. It's a good thing because I just can't have one more thing on my plate. Grainers, where are you at? There we go. Grainers, congratulations. First in chat today, this afternoon, and you are the wiener of the internet. The big wiener. Congratulations. Everything IP related worldwide. Worldwide. Look at this. What? Did this just happen over lunch? Did this just happen? I just happened to have their website pulled up right here. Let's pull it up here so you guys can see what is going on. Did Shannon Burgess complete his usefulness to the company, or let's see what happened here. We need to go to Aperture LLC.
Shame on you, sir.
And we're going to go up here so you guys can see it as well. Let's see. Let's go big on the screen and take a look at this right here. It says that Aperture exists. We exist to shine a light on the truth. Well, let's take a gander, shall we? Let's go over here. Oh, I don't want to scroll.
About to catch a whooping.
Yeah,
I'm not going to argue about semantics here.
I don't want to scroll. I just want to. Let's go to experts. And Mr. Burgess, here he is. Expert right there. Links are gone. The links are gone. There used to be, say, LinkedIn and CV. But he's still down here. Oh, no, his bachelor's is gone too. They fixed it. We fixed it, Your Honor. It's all better now. It's all better. Work experience.
Hear ye.
Yeah. There goes. Man in the middle attacks.
I was told counsel wanted to see me in Sidebar.
They fixed it. Apparently, it was an issue. So, whatever the concerns were, they're gone now. We've resolved it. Like it never even happened. Yeah, this happened probably within the last hour. That is super quick. Maybe he'll finish his degree and get the page back up real quick. That would be nice. And
there's nothing in the order that restrains you from talking to cats.
Nothing in the order restrains you from talking to cats.
Your Honor.
All right. It's been updated within the lunch. It happened during lunch hour. Don Moore, welcome. Welcome to Facebook. You completed the questions correctly. All right, that is interesting. We knew that was going to happen. It was just a matter of time, and I guess now is the time. day after he testifies. Nothing to see here. Poor guy's probably, he's probably traumatized. Probably is. And he's probably going to get his bachelor's degree and be like, and now I own it. It just says 2025 on it. All right. Welcome. As we get ready to go back to court right now, I need to get the little bits and bobs ready. Let's get rid of Mr. Burgess. We don't need him up there currently. Where did my counter go? I had a counter somewhere. Don't need music open.
I was told counsel wanted to see me at Sidebar.
Where did my tally counter go? I had it a minute. Oh, there it is. I found it. Never mind. We need the tally counter, and it was hiding. But we have it back. We're at 180 is our count of sirens. Sirens being a combination of size and sirens.
Thank you, sir. You're my new best friend.
That's our counter right now. I am keeping track. I'm keeping it off the screen, so this just fades into the background. When we hear one, I'll put it on the screen and update it. I just want to be able to see everything and watch it without the distraction in the corner. So yes, we are still counting. We have not missed any that I'm aware of. So that's that. It is now 1:55, the time that the judge said we would be coming back from lunch. And when we do, we have a little more direct examination of the witness. This witness is the one who analyzed the glass and plastic pieces found at 34 Fairview. And basically, some of the glass matched as a physical fit to the glass base, and by glass I mean cup, like a drinking glass, that was found near the body of John O'Keefe. It was a physical. You could snap the pieces together, tape them together, and it rebuilds the cup. Some of the pieces, if I understand correctly, matched the glass type, but didn't match the glass shape, meaning there was no joining edge to match it to, and they didn't find all the pieces, not like the taillight. And then also, we have the issue that some of the glass just didn't match at all, meaning there was just random broken glass in the area. And then we have the taillight fragments of taillight, both clear and red plastic, that were found from the scrapings of John's shirt, which was protected zealously by Michael Proctor for weeks.
That restrains you from talking to cats.
Until he could get it turned over to the lab. So, distraction in the corner. You're in the corner. Yes, sorry, Veritas. I'm the distraction. I will just fade out like that. All right, we're going to have Christina Hanley back, and I think she's nearly done.
Jurisdiction?
No, Mr. Brooks, we're not. Let's see. Kayla Newell says, I've been talking in an accent all morning when making color for my clients. My boss thought I had Tourette's. I keep saying sidebar and ocula. That's funny. You make color for clients. What do you do? I'm curious. It sounds like you're mixing paint or dyes. Thought the glass lady said it could be from the taillight or something else. Yes, she answered in the scientific way, saying it could be from that very taillight or another one made of the identical stuff. Or another object made of the identical plastic. That's the scientific way of saying it's a match. They do it the same thing with DNA. They don't just say, yep, that was him. We matched it. We got one case where that happened. But generally it's, it's a pretty good reason. I mean, there's 1 in an octillion chance it could be somebody else. But we know who it is. That testimony is actually pretty problematic for the defense, because the defense, for them to get around that, the fragments of taillight, you have to see them on a microscope. That's how small they are. Okay, they're photographed under a microscope. For them to get around that, they're going to have to say that they were planted. Mayla, this is Scott. How are you doing?
Hi, this is Kayla. It's much easier to
tell you what I do instead of type it.
You make color for, are you like color commentator?
No. So I'm a cosmetologist barber.
All right.
So I do hair, but I'm
makeup.
also a barber. I don't do makeup at all. Or styles.
Is cosmetology,
Yeah.
does that include
Yes.
makeup? Or,
Yes.
But it's just not.
It does. Right. I refuse to do perms, makeup, and styles. But my sister does all that stuff.
Ah, so it's a tag team. You do
Yes,
the hair, she
it
does
is.
the makeup.
But yes, but I also have my master's in forensic psych with an undergrad in ABA.
That's cool.
So,
That's cool.
That is. Thank you. Thank you.
When did you
Much
get?
easier to call.
It's not a work in progress as far as your undergrad.
It is.
No. Okay.
It is not a work in progress.
Just asking. Just checking.
Right. I don't want another Shannon to happen.
Yeah.
I just don't update my LinkedIn. So,
I don't
there
blame
we
you.
go.
LinkedIn is a great platform to use when either bragging about your work or looking for a new job. And everywhere in between, I just haven't found a use for it. It seems to be full of people who want to look very important in what they do or brag about what their company's doing. So it's like if Who's Who of America was an app, it would be LinkedIn, right?
Yes.
Because you buy your way in to get seen and to see who's seen who. But other than that, it's like a glorified yearbook, right?
Basically, yeah. I have no use for it.
And I guess LinkedIn is never going to sponsor us now, so I pretty much shot that deal
Probably not.
down.
Sorry about that.
But it's build a better app. Build a better app. Kayla, thank you very much for letting us know what you do. So,
not a problem. Have a good day.
We'll see you. Bye.
Bye.
Cosmetologist barber. I'm desperately in need of a haircut. At this point, I need a haircut so badly that it will qualify as weight loss when I get one. It will show up on the scale. So, Josh says, everyone go check out my LinkedIn. For some reason, I think he's actually got one that he wants you to check out. It probably has something about moderating. Let's see. Josh Hutchins. Do a quick little search. I think that's you right here. Not going to give away your state, but yep. Is this 0 activity, 0 followers? We just have a city where you live, and that's it. Can I give a shout out to Sloth Life really quickly, who in each of our live videos is going through and posting a comment on the live video, which I then pin to the comment, which has links, timestamped links to everything that happened during the day. Thank you so much, Sloth Life. That is so helpful. My Recovery Addict group on LinkedIn has no members, says Greeners. Lawyers love LinkedIn. Lawyers love Facebook.
I'm not going to argue about semantics here.
They love it when the clients or the opposition uses Facebook, especially divorce lawyers. There's still hope for Deer Park sponsorship. Great water, by the way. Good stuff. I have a bottle right here. This particular bottle was packaged in Connecticut, it looks like. Oh, no, that's where the company's from. Proudly sourced in South Carolina. This is South Carolina water that I'm drinking here. Tastes fabulous. It's delicious.
Hear ye, hear ye, hear ye.
Fuji water, smart water. You got nothing on a good cold bottle of Deer Park. I've never had Fuji, but why leave something that's good? All right. Bravo Chick says, I'm on LinkedIn and Indeed every day. Graduation's June 6th. You go ahead and just put that on your resume. You're good. You're good. You've pretty much got it. Okay. You're much further along than
I was told council wanted to see me at
Burgess, I
Sidebar.
think. But congratulations. That's awesome. And yes, LinkedIn is really good for connecting for jobs. It's really good.
I'm not going to argue about
What do you guys think
semantics
about
here.
those like ghost ghost positions companies have, where they just use it for they say they're hiring, but they're not. It just looks good to be trying to fill positions and say we're interviewing for all this.
There's nothing in the order that restrains you from talking to cats.
I'm not a big fan of that. Can't do deer park water here. We have an actual deer park, and it makes me wonder where the water comes from, says Lisa. Andrew, I hate them for it. Yes, I think it's dishonest. It's dishonest, and it's a disservice to the whole job force. We don't recycle where I live. We do recycle where we live. We pay extra for a recycling bin, and then our garbage truck comes around and picks it up and takes it to the same place it takes our garbage, and they add it to the landfill. But we do our part by paying extra for the opportunity to put our recycling in a separate bin so they can throw it away. No joke. I'll be going to the meeting tonight, by the way. No crazy cat lady today. Nope. No. We're not doing that because I have to go straight from here to the budget hearing for our town. Melissa says, Ari, I can't buy anything else you say, like such as pickles, hot chocolate. He eats all within days. Melissa, you want something that lasts that I can recommend? I've got one for you. Hang on one second. Let me get a link for you.
Hear ye, hear ye, hear ye.
No, that's not it. All right. This is the right one.
Bring the jury.
Have them send someone with more experience.
Come on, post. Why did it not post? Get link, copy, and post. Okay, let me show you guys something.
I was told council wanted to see me at Sidebar.
I did this on lunch. There we go. This is not a lunchbox, and unfortunately, it's also not very light. This item is a battery pack, and it's this one right here. This is going to save my bacon up in Virginia. It's a Jackery Explorer 1000, and I got it on sale. So unfortunately, the link goes to an Amazon page that is not as cheap as I bought it for. But it runs everything. Last night I plugged in my entire sound system, all my wireless microphones, the equalizer, the feedback eliminator, the soundboard, camera, controller, 2 network devices, everything. It can run everything there for 18 hours nonstop. It's got a little screen on it. It stores how much. Not a sponsor, by the way. It tells you how long it can run with everything plugged in. So it'll say you're using this many watts and everything. This is incredible.
Somebody just sent me a
It
video
is.
of
It is so good. I've needed one of these. I need it in Virginia because I'm going to be in the middle of nowhere charging all my cameras and drone and everything else. So. The downside is it weighs 25 pounds. But it comes with a 200 watt, like a big 4-panel solar array that it can charge it up and in no time. It's pretty cool. So free power forever. I plugged in the wireless microphone receivers. The receivers. I'm sorry, it must be so. This when I drive tomorrow. This is also going to enable us. It's going to power both my laptop on full brightness, which that's how I just use my laptop. I always have the screen as bright as it can be so I can see it. I'm going to pack that, and it's going to run the Starlink on the roof. It's going to run an Apple TV, a Magewell converter, and probably my phone, and it will run all of those for about 16 hours nonstop. So when I get to wherever we're going, I'm just going to plug it in, charge it overnight. It'll be ready to go the next day. So good stuff. Yes, Cheryl. I have insurance for it. Where are you going in Virginia? I'm in Virginia right now till tomorrow. I'm going to be driving through Virginia. That's not our destination. I don't think we'll even stop in Virginia. We won't even need gas there. We've got some motion in court. Let me jump to that. Here we go.
Thank you. This court's back in session. Please be seated.
We have some slow drift from the fan. Cameraman's teasing us a little bit.
Whenever you're ready, Mr. Hanley.
Thank you, Your Honor. Now, Ms. Hanley, when we left off, you were discussing the comparative analysis you did between item 7-18.18, Mr. O'Keefe's clothing, and item 3-1, the taillight housing or the plastic within the taillight housing of the defendant's car, correct?
Correct.
And there were a number of different instruments that you used through the course of your examination and analysis, correct?
That's correct.
And what were those instruments that you used again in that portion of the analysis?
Sure. So I used a polarized light microscope, a comparison microscope, an FTIR, and a microspec.
And, Your Honor, may I approach?
Yes.
Showing you 3 documents, if you could review those with Dr. McFinch, please. And do you recognize those?
Yes, I do.
And starting with the first page of that 3 pages, what do you recognize that?
It is the FTIR comparison data for the clear plastic from item 3-1 and the clear plastic from item 7-18.18.
And if I could direct your attention to the second page within that, what do you recognize that?
So this is also FTIR comparison data from for the red plastic from item 3-1 and item 7-18.18.
And lastly, the third page within that set, what do you recognize that?
So this is the comparison data from the microspec from the red plastic from the item 3-1 and the red plastic from 7-18.18.
Your Honor, the Commonwealth will seek to introduce and admit as the next 3 exhibits individually.
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
Do you want them marked individually or do you in a set?
Individually, please. Thank you.
Exhibits 202, 203, and 204.
Thank you.
And again, Ms. Hanley, when it came to your analysis of the clear plastic material from the debris from John O'Keefe's clothing and the clear plastic material from the defendant's taillight, what were your conclusions from that analysis?
Sure. Upon comparison, the clear plastic from item 7-18.18 was found to be consistent in color and instrumental properties with the clear plastic from item 3-1. Accordingly, the clear plastic from 7-18.18 could have originated from the clear plastic from item 3-1 or from another source with the same characteristics.
Thank you. Your Honor, may I publish, and I'm sorry, I forgot already the exhibit numbers, but Ms. Gilman, if I could have the clear plastic. And Ms. Hanley, can you describe for the jury what we're looking at in this, what's up on the screen right now?
Sure. So this is the FTIR comparison data of the clear plastic from item 3-1 and the clear plastic from item 7-18.18.
And Ms. Hanley, if you could, using the laser pointer before you, if you could direct the jury's attention to which is which as far as the top and bottom here.
Sorry. The top.
Sorry, I apologize, Your Honor.
That's okay.
Trying to get us all copyright strikes.
The top spectrum is item 3-1, and the bottom spectrum is item 7-18.18.
And Ms. Hanley, when you're comparing these two as far as the data that you receive, what is it specifically that you're looking at in your comparison as far as the data is concerned?
So when I'm comparing the spectra, I'm looking at the peaks in each sample to determine if they are consistent or not consistent.
Thank you. And if I could turn your attention to the red plastic material from the debris from Mr. O'Keefe's clothing and the red plastic from the passenger side taillight of the defendant's vehicle, what did you conclude in your analysis there?
So upon comparison, the red plastic from 7-18.18 was found to be consistent in color, microscopic appearance, and instrumental properties with the red plastic from item 3-1. So accordingly, the red plastic from 7-18.18 could have originated from the red plastic from item 3-1 or from another source with the same characteristics.
Thank you. And Ms. Gilman, if I could have the red plastic data. And Ms. Hanley, directing your attention to the screen again with the laser pointer, if you could delineate for the jury as far as which set of data is associated with which item.
So the top spectrum is item 3-1, and the bottom spectrum is item 7-18.18.
And again, if you could just direct the jury's attention with that laser pointer to the areas as far as the data peaks and valleys that you're looking at in comparison of this data.
So when I'm comparing them, I'm comparing the peaks to each other in each of the spectra to determine if they are consistent or not consistent.
And in this case, you found them to be consistent, is that correct?
That's correct.
And Ms. Gilman, lastly, if I could have...
This is what I wrote my paper on in college, wanting to do this with
data.
Aerial surveys of
And Ms. Hanley, if you could describe for the jury, please, what are we looking at in this particular data set?
So this is the comparison data from the microspec of the red plastic from item 3-1 and the red plastic from 7-18.18.
And as far as the data in any microspec, but particularly this one up on the screen, using that laser pointer, could you illustrate to the jury sort of what these individual lines or what this data means?
So these are the samples that I ran, and samples that I ran from item 3-1 and 7-18.18, and the spectra are overlaid in order to determine, to look at it and to determine whether they have a consistent or not consistent pattern.
And from overlaying the data from the pieces of plastic from Mr. O'Keefe's clothing and the pieces of plastic from the defendant's taillight, what do you observe as far as from overlaying those two sort of data points?
So I determined that that they had consistent microspec data.
Again, if you could just remind the jury as far as the microspec data, what type of data is that?
So the microspec, it analyzes samples that have color. So it provides information of a sample's dyes or pigments.
Thank you very much. Ms. Gilman, you can take that down. Thank you, Ms. Hanley. I have no further questions, Your Honor.
Okay.
Now we're on cross. AJ is up.
Good afternoon, Ms. Hanley.
Good afternoon.
Nice to see you again. We met about a year ago. First things first, you were just talking about some plastic pieces in 7-18.8, correct?
It was 7-18.18.
0.18. I left a 1 out. 7-18.18. We're dealing with a lot of numbers. I'm going to see if we can cut through that here in a second. Sure. First of all, you indicated that you were doing a comparative analysis in different different categorical ways, using microscopy, using the microspec, using the FTIR. I think you also use the FTIR in that as well?
Yes. And
you indicated that your analysis concluded with those pieces could have come from the same source, from the source in 3-1, the taillight. But you're not conclusively saying they did, correct?
It could have come from, they could have a common origin, or it could have come from another source with the same characteristics.
Right. So in other words, another way to say that, Ms. Hanley, is it may have come from the taillight, may not have.
It's a possibility.
Okay. I also want to ask you real quick about the taillight manufacturer. You were shown an exhibit. I think it's Exhibit 200, and I think we have that available. With the court's permission, can we don't have to cut the lights. I think the lighting is just fine.
The judge is like, I'm the one who decides when the lights get turned on and off around here. And the fan.
This is exhibit, or a photograph of Exhibit 200 that you saw just a second ago. Quick question about that. In your inspection of that taillight, it's true, is it not, that is manufactured entirely of plastic or plasticine pieces. There is no glass in that taillight, correct?
I have to check my notes. I don't think I noted any glass.
Okay. So in other words, you didn't note any glass inherent in the manufacture of that taillight. It's basically plastic.
Yeah, I think most of the parts were plastic. I'm not 100% sure if the entire thing was plastic. There may have been other material, but portions were plastic.
But you certainly didn't see any glass inherent in the manufacture process.
I'd have to double check my notes, but I don't think I did.
Okay.
Do you want her to check her notes?
Why don't you?
No problem.
Are your notes in front of you?
Yes.
With the court's permission?
Yes, sure.
I haven't taken mine apart. It appears to all be plastic to me.
Okay, so I did not make any notation that I noted portions that were glass.
Great. Final point before we get into the actual analysis. On any of the glass, I want to shift gears to just the glass material that you analyzed and that you looked at and you inspected. You saw no blood, no skin, no biological material, no tissue, human tissue or otherwise, on any of those pieces that you inspected, did you?
Upon examination of those items, making observations of those types of material, that's not my area of expertise. I don't think I noted anything that was maybe consistent with that.
So in other words, even though you're not in the bio material expert section of the lab, you certainly would have noted if there was skin or biological material or obvious blood on glass pieces. You were looking at them in many cases through a stereo microscope, correct?
Yes, I would have made note of observations of anything that I would have noted on the surface.
Great, and you did not, because you didn't see anything that was suggestive of that, correct?
I think I just made note, I have to check each item, but I think I did note that there was some dirt debris on some of the items.
But not biological material?
I did not note anything that would be maybe consistent with that.
Great, thank you. I want to talk about the comparisons that you did. And you'll forgive me, I'm a visual learner. So I'd like to talk about it in 4 categories. Okay. Linear categories. Category 1, item 3-2. Category 2, item 3-3. Category 3, item 7-12. Category 4, item 7-14. 3-2, 3-3, 7-12, 7-14. Can we talk about it in those particulars?
Sure.
Okay. 3-2 was the cup, correct?
That's correct.
Okay. And I'm going to use the word cup rather than glass for obvious reasons. You could get confused by that. So when I say the cup, do you know what I'm talking about?
Item 3-2.
Great. 3-3 are the 5 items that were found on the bumper, claimed to have been found on the bumper by MSP or the crime. Okay?
Yes.
5 items, A, B, C, D, and E, correct?
Correct.
Item 7-12 are 9 items, glass items, that were recovered at 34 Fairview by Trooper Buchanan in an evidence envelope, correct?
So sustained as to who they were recovered from?
Sure. Did you receive the items along with an evidence envelope?
I need to double check if it was an envelope, but I received it packaged.
Okay. And the packaging normally, under normal circumstances, the packaging comes with labels. It gives you reference about where things came from. For instance, when Mr. Lally asked you, were you aware or did you become aware that items were claimed to have been found on the bumper? You didn't actually find those items, but that was the description you were given, correct?
That was the description of the item in our limb system.
Okay. And going back to 7-12, that's our 3rd category, was that described as 9 pieces of glass that were found at 34 Fairview by a sergeant by the name of Buchanan? Or do you recall that?
I am not sure who recovered them.
Or what it said on the evidence envelope? That's what I'm asking.
I would have to check my photos to see if it says that.
We'll get to that in just a second. But fair enough. 7-12, 9 items, A, B, C, D, E, and if my memory serves,
G and H are
I,
out.
K, and L.
I'd have to refer to my notes to.
Can you please?
Yes.
Yeah, G and H were out, if I remember correctly.
So the 9 pieces of glass from 7-12 were labeled A, B, C, D, E, F, I, K, and L.
Great. And then finally, what was in 7-14, that's an easy one, 1 piece of glass.
That's correct.
Okay. Your Honor, may I approach?
Yes.
Ms. Hanley. I'm going to hand you photographs. That should be 2 photographs of the exact same thing. Do you recognize what's depicted in that photograph?
I've never seen. I did not take this photo. So I'm not. I haven't seen them, so I don't know.
So I'm asking you to look. I know you haven't seen that photo. Does it look like the cup?
It looks consistent with the cup.
Okay. Take a look at the second photo. Do you recognize what's depicted in that photo?
So I did not take this photo. It appears to be a photo of a container that another analyst took a photo of item 7-12.
And item 7-12 once again included plastic pieces and 9 glass pieces, correct?
Correct.
Do you see the evidence label on the very top of that evidence envelope?
I'm not sure which label you're talking about.
One under the red tape.
Yes.
Does that appear to be a label marker that's done to maintain chain of custody?
So I think that label sorry.
Sure, can we bring these over to side?
Sure.
I think Mr. Brennan right here is going to offer a stipulation because this is taking a lot of time and rattling the witness a little bit. Stipulate that these are actual pictures of evidence. I think that's what Mr. Brennan's asking about. I don't think he's going to try to fight this and not let her talk about it. So possible stipulation in the works right now. Of course, maybe he's objecting to her talking about stuff that's outside of what she did. She's already said she doesn't recognize the picture. Did she see a discrepancy that she doesn't want to admit to? I don't know. I don't remember where AJ's going with this. It's possible that this same testimony, these same questions were asked last time. I just don't recall what the end result was. She's being asked about things that are adjacent to what she did, but not necessarily attached to it. Pictures other analysts took. And I guess she's not big on the labels. She's more big on the actual work and the matching. Eric, no, I'm not going to be able to put it back together. There's no way. I'm going to take a not a sawzall, but there's a vibrating saw that you can attach different blades to, and it just has a sharp edge that just shakes and it vibrates. And I'm going to just saw through the edges with that. It's a destructive process. It may be able to be turned on again once I'm done with it, but it will never function as it was intended. Oscillating tool, that's it. Witness is doing a great job. Be nice to the witness. This witness is doing a great job. She's testified really well. And I would say impartially as well. She's not leaning one direction or another. She just testifies to the facts of what she found in her research or analysis. Claire, I haven't got to the taillight demo yet. By demo, I mean demolition. But we're going to get to it. We're going to cut it apart and hopefully have it in large chunks or pieces that I can work with. Juror, I'm not trying to prove anything with my taillight. I'm just trying to get a better understanding of how it works and why it works and what's inside and what would be found and what would show up and where. If there are pieces in there that should show up and didn't, I'd be curious about that, especially if they were large and metal and shiny. Do I have a hypothesis? No, that's too scientific. I'm just curious. This is me taking apart the typewriter to see how it works. It will never go back together again. But I'm just curious as to what makes it tick. You going to throw glass at the taillight? I'm not. I'm pretty sure it is impossible to replicate, even if I knew exactly what the state's or the prosecution's theory of events was. It would be impossible to replicate that exactly. And any test I did would have variables that would pretty much negate the results because I just can't control. I'm not in a controlled environment where I'm not ARCA, right? I'm not Aperture. And so instead we're just going to analyze to understand.
Jurors, sometimes we're at Sidebar in an effort to try and speed things up. So even though we take your time that way, this should make things move a little
Sounds like a stipulation.
So you can cut that from down here.
Thank you. Ms. Hanley, I was asking you previously, we'd already looked at what's been marked for identification as triple G. I was asking you about what has now been marked as triple H. If you'll just look at that.
Dangerously close to the bad letters.
Do you see a name, a trooper's name, in the middle of that evidence bag?
Yes, I do.
Is that Buchanan?
It looks like it says that, yeah.
Okay. And just so we're clear, that bag is associated with 7-12 of your analysis. The item 7-12, correct?
Yes, again, I didn't take this photo, but I have, yeah.
I realize that. It says 7-12
yeah.
right on the photo.
Yes, yeah.
Okay. That's all I need. Taking a look at what's been marked as triple I.
I'm guessing this one has Proctor on it.
Do you see a name associated with that evidence bag?
Yes.
What name is that?
It's actually a little hard to read. It looks like it says it could say Trooper Proctor.
Okay, and that is associated with 7-14, our fourth category, correct?
It is labeled as, excuse me, 7-14.
Thank you. And finally, does that, which has been marked as, for identification at least, as triple J, does that appear to be the contents of that bag, which is a single piece of glass in 7-14? This appears to be the photo that the analyst prior to me took of item 7-14. And that would be analyst Valier.
Correct.
You see her initials there?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. So the four categories, just so we're clear and we can stop using so many numbers because they can get confusing. 3-2 is the cup, right?
Yes.
3-3 is the bumper glass, correct?
That is correct.
7-12 is the Buchanan glass, correct? You just looked at it.
Yes.
Okay. 7-14 is the Proctor glass, the single piece, correct?
Correct.
So when I make reference to those items by those names, you'll know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
She preferred the labels.
Yes. No, I just, I'm just used to referring to them to the item numbers, but I will try to stay with you.
My brain will melt if we continue that way.
Can she do it both, Mr. Jackson?
Sure. Any way that you wish. I have another document that I would like to approach with, if I could, with court permission.
Okay.
Thank you. I'd like you to take a look at that. You've got a copy of this. Have you ever seen that before, or a variation of it?
Yes.
Okay. Saw it last year, correct? Or something close to it last year?
Yeah, it looks consistent.
Okay.
I'm sorry, may we approach on this?
Okay. If there are any others, Mr. Jackson, why don't we bring all the...
Bring all the pictures over to the sidebar. Because now the stipulation is out the window. Out the window. I didn't know you were going to bring Proctor into this. Just kidding. All right. This is a good witness, and she is so impartial. She is not opposed to anyone asking her questions. She's going to tell you exactly and precisely what she knows as fact. And if she doesn't know, she's not going to guess. And I mean, she's a numbers person. She is good that way. Mr. Jackson's trying to use her to jump to conclusions. And I think he's going to win. I think he's going to get her to say what he wants her to say. So this objection by Mr. Brennan right now is to try to head that off, because if he asks the right questions, I think she's going to say the right words, which is basically, we've already got it out of her that it's possible that these did not come from the taillight. You know, it came from the taillight or didn't come from the taillight, one of the two. I do like this witness. I don't think she's going to, leave in tears on the stand. She's doing great. She's a professional at what she does. She's just going to, I think she's going to leave with the defense having a takeaway that they can use from what she said. And it's basically trying to flip a witness, right? She's the state's witness. She's there from the Commonwealth subpoena testifying for their case in chief. And when defense walks away with a win for something, that's what they're going to try to do. So she is not trying to give anyone a win, but she's also just trying to be precise. All right. You think there was another sign? I did not see the sign last time. I just didn't think it happened. I mean, I saw the cheek motion, but I just didn't see that as a sign. I'm not buying all that. Let's see. Give me a second. I need to add this back to my replay machine. Oh, that's one thing I didn't do. I didn't fix the replay machine to get it to work for y'all. There we go. 22. It's loading. If she gave the same sign, I know I had one job, sorry, then I'd believe it, but nope. I'm looking at Judge Beverly right now, and she does not put her hand to her face at all. Her eyes are ping-ponging back and forth between Alan Jackson and the witness. So no sign given.
So I think I gave somebody the copy that I was using. I need a copy.
If I may approach?
Yes. Thank you. All right, so let's mark this first for identification.
Happy to.
KKK for ID.
It was
Stanley,
what
if I could
for
ask
ID?
you very briefly, I want to go through this chalk with you for a moment.
You did KKK?
Do you recognize something on the left, looking at the first category? Do you see 3-2?
No, you skipped
Yes.
that
How
one.
is that described?
It's described as a cup.
Okay, and you see that there's a photographic representation of the cup just above it, correct?
It looks consistent with.
Okay. Moving to the second category. What category is that?
It's item 3-3.
And 3-3, first of all, there's a photograph above it. Do you see that?
Yes.
It appears to be of a bumper, correct?
Yes.
You didn't take that picture.
I did not.
Okay, let's look down beneath it. You indicated that there were 5 items in 3-3. A, B, C, D, and E, correct?
Correct.
Do you see A, B, C, D, and E represented in that category on this chalk?
I do see A, B, C, D, E categorized, yes.
Great. Under A, you previously testified that the bumper glass sub A in 3-3 did not match the cup, correct?
That's correct.
Did not match anything in 7-12?
Sorry, just give me one moment. That's correct.
And did not match anything in 7-14?
That's correct.
And you see those represented by sort of the international symbol for negative, correct? A circle with a line through it. Correct?
Yes.
Okay. Under subcategory B, glass B,
International
item
signal for
3-3B,
negative was minus.
did not match the cup, did not match 7-12, did not match 7-14.
That's correct.
Is that accurately represented on the chart?
Yes.
Finally, with regard to E as an echo in that same item, 3-3, you see that there is a green indication that glass recovered by Proctor does match, or did match in your analysis, or was consistent with the item in 7-14, correct?
It was consistent microscopically and instrumentally.
Does that accurately reflect that finding on this chalk?
Yes.
Okay, now turning to category 3. There were 9 pieces of glass that you looked at, correct?
Correct.
A through F, I, K, and L. Is that right?
If I could just reference my report to make sure.
Of course.
It's very detailed. We have to get through this part.
Yes, those are the correct letters.
And A, B, C, D, F, and K all matched the cup, correct?
Again, I would just need to confirm with my report.
Take your time.
Yes, so A, B, C, D, F, and K
all matched the cup.
had a physical match to 3-2, the cup.
Is that accurately represented on this chart with green?
Yes.
And E is in echo, I is in India, and I think that's L is in Lima, did not match the cup, correct?
That's correct.
Okay, is that accurately represented on this chart?
Yes.
And finally, the last category, 7-14, that is the single piece of glass that was recovered by Trooper Proctor. That did not match the cup, and it did not match anything in 7-12, correct? And if you need to check your notes, feel free.
Yes, that's correct.
Is that accurately represented on the chart?
Yes.
Your Honor, I would move for the admission with the amendment that the court indicated at sidebar of triple K.
Okay, I'm going to allow it in.
205.
205?
He is saying chalk. A demonstrative evidence.
The court indicated that it would like to see us before anything's published to the jurors.
Hey, come on over for a second.
Demonstrative evidence.
Actually, have those have those been done?
It has been done. Okay. And I was going to explain the sidebar.
All right, then come on over.
Okay, the judge crossed something out, wanted something blacked out. Sue O'Connell says a chalk, C-H-A-L-K, a chalk, is demonstrative evidence used to illustrate testimony or the presentation of a case. It is not actual evidence. I've only heard that term in this court. I wonder if it's regional. All right, hang on one second. Need to find... Apparently it's from when lawyers used to have to write on chalkboards back in the day, and the term just stuck, says B. Crumbs. Thank you, B. Crumbs, for the tip on where that came from. New word unlocked.
$205.
Thank you.
This one wasn't allowed in trial number 1, but it is here. So this might be new.
Request permission to publish.
Yes.
Ms. Hanley, you see the chalk that's been, or actually what's been marked as Exhibit 205 in evidence on the screen?
Yes.
Is that consistent with what you and I were just talking about at the witness stand?
Yes.
If you'll direct your attention to the screen on the right, just because it's a little easier and I think the laser pointer shows up a little better. Do you see the 4 categories represented in this exhibit?
Yes.
Okay. So 3-2, I'm going to go over it very quickly one more time, just visually. 3-2 on the left is the cup, correct?
Yes.
3-3 represents the 5 pieces of glass of what we call the bumper glass, A, B, C, D, and E, correct?
Yes.
7-12 is the 9 pieces of glass recovered by Trooper Buchanan at 34 Fairview, correct?
Yes.
And finally, 7-14 is the single piece of glass recovered by Trooper Proctor, correct?
Yes.
Taking these one by one, just so everybody see. Taking these one by one, looking at starting with the bumper glass, category 2. Piece A did not match the cup. Anything in 712 or anything in 714, correct?
That's correct.
Piece B did not match the cup, did not match anything in 712, did not match anything in 714, correct?
That's correct.
And moving over to category 3, there were some matches in these 9 items, 6 of them, A, B, C, D, F, and K, correct?
Yes.
But what those matched, Ms. Hanley, with a cup, nothing on the bumper, correct?
Correct.
And what didn't match the cup were E, I, and L. Is that right?
That's correct.
Moving back to category 2, however, there was one thing,
Elizabeth, welcome,
that did match something in this series of categories. Isn't that right?
Not a physical match, but instrumentally there was consistency.
All right. And this is an item, the only piece of bumper glass, the only piece of bumper glass to match anything else in your analysis. Match what? What was consistent with what?
Item 3-3, piece E, was consistent in physical and instrumental properties with the sample that I took from item 7-14.
which is the single piece of glass recovered by Michael Proctor, correct?
Yes.
But not a single piece of glass, nothing that you analyzed coming from that bumper matched the cup, did it? Nothing.
Physical match comparison, there was no physical match comparison to the cup.
But was there a technical match?
Are we done with this, Mr. Jackson?
We can take this down, Your Honor.
Connect the dots for us, AJ.
Your Honor, that's all I have.
Okay.
Thank you.
Mr. Lally?
Now, Ms. Hanley, as far as you were asked some questions on cross-examination about biological pieces or tissue or things being on the glass, and you referenced that that was done in another unit, correct?
Yes, if that type of examination was needed, that would be done in a different unit.
I'm going to allow that, but next question.
Which unit would that be conducted in?
Objection.
So the objection sustained. You need more, Mr. Lally, before you move on.
Now, as far as the chalk that you were just presented, as far as the 4 photographs that were depicted in there, have you ever seen any of those 4 photographs before?
No.
Do you know specifically who or where any of the items 3-2, 3-2, 3-3, 7-12, or 7-4 were physically recovered from?
I just have the description that's put in the LIMS system when it's submitted to the lab.
And do you know that 3-2, the drinking glass, was recovered by the Canton Police Department on January 29, 2022?
Objection.
Do you know that item 3-3, the bumper glass, was recovered by Ms. Maureen Hartnett from your lab on February 1st, 2022?
Sustained.
Do you know that each of the 4 items were recovered by different people on different dates at different locations?
May we approach?
Yes.
Yes, you may approach. Mr. Lally, you knew you were not supposed to do that, and you did anyway. Mr. Lally's like, but it's not fair. Lally just talks as if nothing, talks as if there was no objection. What Mr. Lally's trying to get in is that these glass, different items were found by multiple people. The Commonwealth wants to highlight Proctor and show the connections between that. But he's trying to show all the different people who were involved and how this was a team effort and different people found different pieces. But both sides do this dirty pool. Yeah, they do. This is as spicy as Lally gets. I don't remember him getting much spicier than this.
Ms. Hanley, from your conclusions that you testified about before, you found that the Item 3-2, the drinking glass, was consistent with 6 different pieces from item 7-12 that were found in the roadway outside of 34 Fairview Road, correct?
That's correct.
And you also found that piece E from item 3-3, the bumper glass, was consistent with the single piece from item 7-14 that was found in the roadway outside of 34 Fairview Road. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And you also found that items from 7-18.18, the debris from Mr. O'Keefe's clothing, were consistent with the item 3-1, the taillight housing, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Sustained as to form.
Now, as far as the chalk that you were presented with on cross-examination, was there anything in there about item 7-18.18 or item 3-1, either the taillight housing or the debris from Mr. O'Keefe's clothing?
No, there was not.
Nothing further.
Vicky, where are you?
Anything?
Very briefly. So in sum, not a single piece of glass on that bumper could be connected to that cup, correct?
There was no physical match to the pieces that I compared for physical match from the bumper. There was no physical match to the glass cup 3-2.
Thank you. So another way of saying that is not a single piece of glass that you analyzed on that bumper matched that cup, correct?
Sustained.
She was saying correct. We'll take it.
The one piece of glass that did match something came from the same source, or was consistent with coming from the same source as the single piece of glass recovered or in the possession of or bagged by Trooper Michael Proctor, correct?
It was consistent with item 7-14.
That's all right.
All right, Ms. Hanley, you are all set. I'm going to see counsel for a minute. Feel free to stand up and stretch.
Sorry, I was busy. I was singing to my mods. I apologize. It didn't work very well. I apologize. One of the mods was like, I wish life was like it used to be. A little calmer. Slight win for AJ. Very, very slight. The glass didn't match. The glass on the bumper didn't match the glass cup. That's what we got. The two are not the same. Well, what does that mean? Well, that tells me that the glass on the bumper came from a different source than the glass that was found next to John O'Keefe. So if you're saying that the glass ended up on the bumper because of the crash, well, the science says otherwise. It's just random glass, I guess, says Daffy9. Random glass. This could be, as Grace Water put it in chat, it could be evidence if you want to look at this and say, how did it get there then? No collision glass on the bumper. Was this planted? We are drifting down. We're drifting. We're floating. We're floating. Pause and Campfire says, what do you want to bet they come back and say they're done for the day? Well, it's 3 o'clock now. It's about an hour early. If we're still done for the day and ahead of schedule, Brennan must have just about fell off his chair when defense said they're done questioning Mr. Wolf. It's because they never got the right glass, but they also never looked at one single glass from inside the house. The evidence that he was in the house, proving he might have been in the house. We are not on schedule. Okay, jurors.
All right, so jurors, I know you don't like it when we're at Sidebar. We don't like it when we're at Sidebar, but I can tell you that after speaking to the lawyers now, we're ahead of schedule.
So we're going
to
call it a
They've
day.
worked very hard to get us to this point where
Who called this?
ahead of schedule, so that tomorrow, instead of being a half a day, you have tomorrow off. So you have tomorrow and Friday, a good long weekend. It's very, very important. Do not discuss this case with anyone. Don't say a word about this case. Don't let anybody say anything to you about this case. Don't do any independent research or investigation into this case. If you happen to see, hear, or read anything about this case, please disregard it and let us know. I believe next week, except for Thursday, are full days every day. Watch your social media use this weekend as well. Have a great long weekend. We'll see you here Tuesday morning, ready to go.
Court, all rise to the jury.
We're coming back on Monday? Is that what I heard?
Goodbye.
We have court during on Memorial Day? Okay, tell me. Monday is Memorial Day, right? Hang on. We have court on Memorial Day? What sort of backwards state is Massachusetts? Oh, she said Tuesday. Okay. Oh, my goodness. I just about had a heart attack. She said Tuesday. Thank you. There's like 100 corrections in chat.
So no one needs to see me about anything? We get cleared up.
Put on the record that what's been marked for as actions that injured in evidence 205. We're in the process of printing a new one. The one that actually went into evidence is not the one that we showed.
Okay.
Instructions. We'll get that printed and to you. I think before we leave. I think we're printing it now.
All right. I'd like it before we leave. So before you leave. So, all right. Have a good weekend.
Thank you too, Judge. Thank you. Appreciate it. All right. What are these? Where are they from? The car. These were in the car. Nice. Now I have 3 sets of these. Thank you. All right. Kim R. I've been gone most of today. Can you please give a good recap? Why do you say good in all caps? Why do you say good in all caps from earlier live and this live? Kim, here's what happened. This morning, we were supposed to get Christina Hanley, who was the witness we just saw, on the stand for the rest of her direct and some of cross-examination. She was the technician that analyzed the pieces, the little tiny microscopic pieces, the glass from the cup and the pieces from the taillight that were found on the shirt, the scrapings of the 2 shirts, the inner shirt and the outer shirt that were scraped and collected together. She analyzed those. We were going to get that, but instead we got Mr. Wolf, who came in. Mr. Wolf is a brain surgeon. He came in and testified about a couple things about the injury, how the injury could have happened to John O'Keefe. And every injury we saw from the entire incident, including the raccoon eyes, with the exception of the laceration to the nose, could have happened from a fall backwards, from a standing position, falling backwards and hitting one's head without the need for outside forces accelerating the body, striking the body, forcing it down to smash the head. He says all this could happen by gravity alone from falling. The gravity alone part, that's a win for the defense. The part where he says all these injuries could have been from that's a win for the prosecution. Anyway, he was a fun guy to listen to. I would go back and listen to him. He's an incredible guy. Listening to his credentials, he literally does brain surgery before breakfast. Amazing dude. Not an expert witness as far as this is my full-time job. I tell people what they pay me to say. No, he's like, I've got patients waiting right now. So if you can be quick, this is my only day I have available, and I'm doing 4 brain surgeries tomorrow. Great guy, worth watching 100%. So I would go and watch that. It was interesting. He used some caveman analogies, which are true, but I'd never just expected to hear a caveman analogy. In court. So that was pretty fun. When we got back to Christina Hanley, did I miss something? Was there somebody else in between there?
There's a lot of stuff we found in the car.
There is lots of stuff. Okay, set it all down on top of the bin right there, and I'll sort it out in a second. When we got back to Christina Hanley, she finished telling us that she analyzed everything. She put the cup together. There were some pieces of glass that matched and some that didn't. And this gets really confusing because they were found in different batches, and one piece matches here and nothing matches that, and this piece matches over there. Basically, the piece of glass that was found with a bunch of taillight matches the glass on the... Okay. None of the glass on the bumper matches anything except for the piece of glass that Proctor also found. So the glass on the taillight and the piece of glass Proctor found match, but they don't match the cup. That's significant because now we have glass that shouldn't be there that is there, and it's all tied to Proctor, which leans towards how did it get there and why would it be there. There's nothing else glass that should be involved in this. There was one glass involved, and it was the one that was found next to John O'Keefe's body. So that's a big win for the defense. Anything else? Anything else that you guys got out of this that Kimar needs to know without watching the replay? She said come back on Tuesday. Thank you very much, by the way. I heard Monday in my head. I'm like, that doesn't work because I'm on vacation on Monday. Oh, yeah, we still have Dr. Welcher from Aperture. That's going to be tomorrow. Do you think a half day with Dr. Welcher? Aperture, having fixed the problem of the resume error, they've updated that. They did that on lunch. Mr. Burgess no longer shows a link to his LinkedIn nor a link to his CV, and his educational experience only lists his associate now instead of his bachelor's. They're off tomorrow. Why? I just need to rewind. Stop. I need to rewind. What in the world? How did I miss this? I was so set on there being court on Monday that I missed the fact that the judge said we're not coming in tomorrow. I was going to live stream court tomorrow. We're going to go back and listen. Okay, jurors. All right, jurors. Break. Okay, here we go. Hold tight. Ready? Listen to this again. This is just for my benefit.
All right, so jurors, I know you don't like it when we're at Sidebar. We don't like it when we're at Sidebar, but I can tell you that after speaking to the lawyers now, we're ahead of schedule. And they've worked very hard to get us to this point where we're ahead of schedule so that tomorrow, instead of being a half a day, you have tomorrow off. So you have tomorrow and Friday, a good long weekend. It's very, very important. Do not discuss this case with anyone. Don't say a word about this case. Don't let anybody say anything to you about this case. Don't do any independent research or investigation into this case. If you happen to see, hear, or read anything about this case, please disregard it and let us know. I believe next week, except for Thursday, are full days every day. Watch your social media use this weekend as well. Have a great long weekend. We'll see you here Tuesday morning, ready to go.
Court, all rise to the jury.
Okay, so I don't know where my brain was in that because she was very clear. There's no court tomorrow. There's no court on Friday. There's no court on Monday. No court tomorrow. All that work and planning you did for what? LMAO. Sean, don't laugh at me. Don't laugh at me. Return the lap table. The lap table hasn't even arrived yet. I'm not going to return it because Tuesday I'll be driving home. It will be live streaming that. That's a full day of court. We'll be live streaming when we drive home on Tuesday. But that now I have to drive. Mrs. RA was going to chauffeur me the whole way, and now I have to drive. I like driving. It's okay. Let's see. I think we need a soundbite, though, at the very end. That, jurors, you don't like sidebars. Nobody likes sidebars. We need a soundbite there. We could tell he wasn't listening. I was not. What about Memorial Day Monday? Nothing. All courts will pretty much be closed unless you're watching arraignments. There's going to be very little court activity on Monday from anywhere. Amber has exciting news. Let's hear it, Amber. Or are you going to call and give it? That means I have to plug in the phone. Who wants to tell Mrs. R.A.? By the way, I have to go down to my basement. I have a water fountain in my basement right now. That's supposed to. It used to be a sump pump, but now it's a fountain. So I have to go fix that. Amber, we can't end when you say I've got exciting news and then you just ghost us. Come back. Okay, I've paged Mrs. R.A. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 decimal points. That means hold, please, right? Hey, do you want to put on a headset really quickly? Hand me the headset that's right down there, and I'll plug it in for you.
I don't see a headset. Oh.
Up and over.
Sure.
No, it's going to be short. You're good. You're good. Yeah, we're live. So, good luck. I'll move Bones. My camera's moved so nobody can see you, though.
That's good, because I'm eating a popsicle.
Oh, not just a popsicle, an orange creamsicle.
Because it's freaking hot, and I've been lifting up like sheetrock. I watched people lift up sheetrock.
Amber officially has lost 101.6 pounds since 4/27/24.
Way to go! It's probably from not eating dreamsicles, but that's awesome, Amber.
I found it, Amber. I found it. You lost it. I found it. So I do what I can
That's
here.
amazing. That's really awesome.
So guess what just happened?
What?
No, you guess. What just happened? The judge
What
just
just
said
happened?
jurors.
Mistrial.
Oh, that was. Don't say the M word.
Oh,
Not
sorry.
out loud. You don't say the M word.
I don't know what happened.
Okay.
I'm just trying to think what could possibly be surprising in this case.
You're good. You're good. The judge just said we're ahead of schedule, and she gave us Thursday, Friday, and Monday off.
Oh my goodness! Do you know? Has he told you why this is so amazing in my
I
life?
told them where we're going.
Because I don't like driving for hours and hours and hours.
I told you guys I would have to drive if you told me.
So it's just really wonderful that we can share the load. In fact, as I was driving around today, I was like, I've spent 3 hours in the car and I'm just toast. I can't imagine doing this for 8 hours. Oh, so I'm glad. That's awesome. But like, what else happened?
I don't remember.
Nothing else important happened?
Cavemen hold still until an animal touches them and then they flinch.
Yeah.
We learned that from a brain surgeon today in trial. And it's true. It's true. It's actual.
It's a scientific fact,
It's
from all the cavemen that we've observed.
Yep. He did the research. We can probably court hop tomorrow. So you can still drive. I know.
Oh, thank you.
I know you planned on it. You bought you bought 4 6-packs of Mountain Dew, and we only have 3 now for some reason.
I didn't think I had a little bit. Okay, so I'm sorry. Can you guys hear me?
Yes,
Yeah,
I can
I'm
see
sorry.
it is the problem. It's not the here. I can see you eating a
It's
creamsicle
so
in front of me, and I don't have one.
hot. It's so hot. So what makes them be ahead? What happened? Did they just go faster than expected?
Well, we were behind schedule this morning, and for an hour, the jurors were pulled in one by one to talk to the judge at Sidebar and the lawyers after an issue had come to her attention.
What?
2 jurors were shifted in position in the
Were
jury
they passing
box.
notes?
I don't know. And they were told not to talk to each other.
Oh, are you serious?
That's all we know. No jurors were excused. Then we have a witness come in who's a brain surgeon who apparently the prosecution thought was going to take forever on cross-examination. And defense, for all intents and purposes, said, no questions, Your Honor. And Brennan started doing the I need to pee dance because he didn't know what to do because he had no witnesses.
Oh, no.
He was all over the place. 20 minutes later, we're to see if we can scramble and find somebody in here. It was sort of funny.
Did they get someone else, or was it just like, okay?
We got the lady who analyzed the glass and the taillight pieces to say what was a match and what wasn't. She finished her testimony. She was great. She was great for both sides.
What was her conclusion?
Her conclusion was that the glass from the bumper did not match the glass that was found next to his body. But it did match the piece of glass that was found at the crime scene by Mr. Proctor. Yeah. So that's
my goodness.
That's a thing, right? That's a thing.
You're joking. That's a bigger bombshell than they've had so far in this trial.
I think we had this last time as well.
What? How did I miss that last time?
You skipped days.
I don't do leg days. I don't do all the days. Sorry.
Amber, congratulations. Let's see all the congratulations to her. She's done an amazing job. Amazing job.
That's
inspiration to me as well. I plan on losing weight in Virginia next month as I'm hoofing it around in the mountains of Virginia with cameras and batteries.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's my single that and my haircut. which
needs to happen.
Needs to happen,
but will not today.
Anyway, we had that testimony. It was pretty interesting. It was pretty interesting.
That is interesting.
There were some pieces of glass that did match the cup.
So wait a minute.
But
where are the missing pieces of cup?
Nobody knows. If it broke in the street, it could have been hit by the plow and shoved down into the neighbor's yard. Somebody, it could be in a neighbor's foot by now.
Ooh, what? Oh,
that's where glass ends up when it's on the ground.
That's true. It ends up on my foot usually.
Anyway, let's see.
Okay, so that's it. We did.
That's all.
The brain surgeon.
And
I was only here for a little
Christina
bit.
Hanley, who was the girl who did the analysis with the plastic and the glass. And that's it for
That
today.
is fascinating. So you said she was good for both sides. How is that good for prosecution?
She's good for prosecution because they found pieces of glass that match.
That match what?
That matched the glass that was next to his body. And she was good for the defense because they found that some of the glass that was found in the yard by Mr. Proctor only matched the glass that doesn't match the glass that was found next to his body.
Reverse. It was found by his body, but it does not match the cup?
Some did, some didn't.
So some of the glass on the back of the car did match his cup?
No, none of it did.
None of it on the back of the car matched the cup?
It only matched glass that was found in the yard by Mr. Proctor.
Hot snot. That is bad.
Yeah. Anyway.
Wow. That's an enormous thing. For real, that was in the last one? How on earth did I miss that?
Hot snot. I would say, who says hot snot? All right.
I say hot snot.
Anyway, here's what's happening. I've got a little bit of time. It's now 3:20. We're going to wrap things up a little bit. We have a long weekend, guys. We have a very long weekend.
Super long. Like a 5-day weekend. What are you people going to do?
I'm going to try to do a little bit of live streaming. I bought Starlink. I bought the mount. I've got the battery. I've got all the parts. I've got the lap desk. I have everything we need to live stream from the car. So either I am going live tomorrow or Mrs. RA is.
That would be okay. Scott's going live.
One of the two. We've got to figure out and see if this works. So are we here on Monday? Monday is a holiday here in the United States. It's Memorial Day. It's actually a day that we can remember the sacrifices made by people who came before us, specifically looking at those who served in the armed forces. We have a lot of family members who, or chat members who have family who are serving, who have served, and we've got obviously many people in chat who have a close or distant relative who was lost in service. So please be mindful of them and make sure you pay your respects this weekend. That would be great.
Yeah,
sorry.
We're a little hypocritical on that.
We're going on vacation.
Sorry. Yep. Sorry.
Yeah. And another thing that happened today during lunch, Aperture, they updated Mr. Burgess's profile page. His CV is gone and his bachelor's degree is gone.
Well, technically, his bachelor's degree was never there.
So there was that.
Oh, so. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm sure everybody knows the answer to this except me. Mm-hmm. Explain to me how I can only think of him as bachelor. That's not his name. What's the guy's name who doesn't have a bachelor's degree?
Burgess.
Burgess. Okay, like animal book. Okay, so Burgess, how is he connected to the other people who testified? Like, there's something about, well, you created the report and then they built their reports off of your report.
Burgess is an expert who works for the company called Aperture. Mm-hmm. And Aperture, Mr. Burgess and Mr. Welcher are testifying in this case from Aperture as experts, talking about the analysis of the timelines of the phones and the computers and all the parts and pieces and how the data helps support the Commonwealth's case.
Okay, so this is what Aperture does.
They're hired to do this. They're hired guns, so to speak, but they're good at what they do.
Okay.
The defense version of that is ARCA.
Okay.
ARCA is going to come in. They're the ones that shoot the cannon at taillights and have just the best job in the world and look good doing it. Right. ARCA is going to come in and do their version during the defense's case.
But ARCA, to my knowledge, didn't do anything about timeline.
No, they're doing more about crash reconstruction.
Okay, this is a huge problem.
Prosecution has not done crash reconstruction at all thus far.
Okay, so prosecution, that's a huge hole on their side. They're not addressing the thing that's going to get the strongest argument that the defense has is that his body could not have possibly been hit by her car. Physics just denies the possibility. Yeah. That's a real problem for prosecution. On the other hand, that timeline, if defense ignores the timeline and doesn't come up with anything to refute it, that's prosecution's biggest thing. And I really feel like you can't ignore that. You can't just hope that your expert is more convincing than their expert. Well, I guess you could.
I would say defense has two things that they can rest their hat on. One of them being that there are no injuries on his body consistent with a car accident. Mm-hmm. That would be the first one.
Big one. That's huge in my mind.
The second is, and Proctor planted evidence.
Also huge, but that one requires a mind that is elastic enough to embrace the idea that some people who are in positions of authority are not trustworthy.
To send a voicemail, press 2.
I've got Angela on the phone. I'm sorry. Could you hear her?
Yes, I can.
Hey, Angela, how are you doing? Hello, Angela.
I'm doing good and not so good. I just realized something.
What's that?
I'm going to miss Walter's direct and cross.
No, I know you wanted to hear that.
Yeah.
Well, let me call the judge really quickly, see if we can, work the weekend or something. Get this. Well, I tell you what I'll do. I'll make it just for you. I'll make it available on replay.
Thank you. So basically, do you know how hard I made sure to work my schedule around this trial during the summer, especially in June, and then of course I am scheduled to work afternoon shifts when the trial during the time the trial is on. Of course, I mean my wife just wants to school with me.
The only option is you're going to have to quit. I've looked at the options. Just quit. Yeah, you can just put on your resume that it's currently pursuing or something like that, and you can start again later. But watch the trial, get a new job, get a new school. You're good. Just
Scott's a great employment mentor. I think you could maybe do that if you
call me for advice anytime. I'm here all day.
I actually worked on my LinkedIn profile this morning. Well, your morning, my afternoon.
Yeah.
But so if they continue like this, it seems like by all accounts, I'm going to be in the replay crew even during the verdict. Yeah. So I am not really fan of nobody right now. It's real. The science is what drew me to this case, and then when it's the most interesting, I'm in the replay crew. It's not fun.
Well, tell you what. Yeah. I'll give Mrs. Aria the phone. You can call day or night whenever you're you're watching on replay and just talk it over with her.
I'm going to hit the mute button just because I sleep.
I think we got a Valhalla Awaits raid. Yes, Valhalla Awaits. Welcome. But it's been my privilege to be on Valhalla Awaits twice with Lego Build interviews, which I've really enjoyed both of them.
And it's been our children's benefit to gain the Lego sets.
Have you seen the new sets?
Which one?
Have you seen the new sets of Lego that has been released? What's the name? The garden stuff. What you have in the garden? You have
flowers and stuff.
Just weeds.
What? Flowers.
Snakes?
Yeah, flowers.
Okay.
So all flowers. I forgot the word. So it's all kinds of flowers. It has been released just this winter. It has been. Yeah.
They've also got a space shuttle on the back of an aircraft, a NASA one. Sherlock Holmes
I have not
book.
seen. They had promotional. They had huge promotion here in Malmö where I live. I even got a free set. It's not a huge one. It's just, I think, 70 pieces or something like that.
They have a retro telephone, 383 pieces, as well as a 101 Dalmatians puppy. Lots of new stuff Lego's put out. So it must be time for Valhalla Awaits interview again. Why doesn't Mrs. R.A. have her own phone number?
Should I send you the
There's
ones
nothing in the
that
order
I got for
restrains you
free?
from talking to cats.
Mrs. Hari has never heard that soundbite before.
What did it say?
It says there's nothing in the order that restrains you from talking to cats. Angela, I apologize. You're going to...
Oh, no.
Oh, no. She hung up. She hung up. I'm sorry. I was going to say...
Did I sound like I was cutting her off?
No, I think I did. I apologize that you're going to miss out on Welcher and you have to watch on the replay. But I can't wait to hear what you say and what you think about that testimony once it's done. And we're going to have time next week to talk about that for sure. It's going to be good. So I apologize, Angela, for getting you cut off.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
We've had some phone issues all day long, unfortunately.
Okay, wait. Before anybody else calls in, I really do not. I'm not a cat. I really didn't get my questions answered when it came to. I'm still going to call him Bachelor. What's that guy's name?
Burgess.
What is his connection? What is his reports connection to the other people, Whiffle and stuff like that?
Here.
Did anybody build their reports based on what he
He
created?
copied and pasted his. And I'm going to turn this down. You guys are having too much fun. He copied and pasted his. He provided an extra one. Just surprise, I got a new report with new finding. Shift the time 28 seconds.
Yeah.
There's that. I don't believe that he's telling us the whole story.
Of course not. He's a liar. But the question is, did
Allegedly.
Allegedly nothing. He was caught lying.
Allegedly. I'm sorry.
Okay, but it's not alleged when it's like, did you say this?
Some of the comments of our guests do not reflect the opinions of the channel.
Sorry, I deal in reality. So here's the thing. I just got the impression that the report that he wrote was the basis that other people built their reports on. Is that not accurate?
Hang on, listen to this one. Yes, it is accurate. He's the foundation for Welcher.
So what was the conclusion that Welcher came...
I don't like podiums, Your Honor.
Sorry.
What was the conclusion that Welcher came to based on the information that Bachelor created?
We don't know yet because he's going to testify. You want his name to be Bachelor.
His name is just Bachelor in my head. I
Mr.
can't
Burgess,
get it out.
you've been renamed as Bachelor.
I'm sorry.
Hopefully you're not now a Bachelor because he was married before. So there's that.
I'm sorry. I'm not even trying to make fun of him. I can't remember his name.
Yeah. He was the foundation. Like he provides the link for the time of when it happened for all the rest of the analysis. So everything pivots on his findings.
Okay, but is there any reason to believe that his findings are actually inaccurate? Other than it was confusing as all get out, the way he tried to explain it.
He shows it in hexadecimal form.
Yeah, which
and
is
then
weird.
tells
I
us
haven't
what it means.
brushed up on that.
I don't read hexadecimal very well.
I know you have a kid who does.
I do, but I don't.
Right.
And he tells us it's the same. I wish I could have seen it happen, like watch, they call it tailing a log, when you're actually watching a log file as it's being written to, and watching, say this occurs and this happens,
What's
this
a log
occurs,
file?
this happens. A log file is a record that a computer device, a computerized system keeps, like the infotainment system in your car or the laptop you have
that
or your
kind of
phone.
a log.
There's a log file every time you do something, and
Okay.
when you perform a function, an entry is made in the log file and has a timestamp. And he went in there and found that when the car is turned on, 3 seconds later, the infotainment center makes an entry in the log file. So he's used that discovery to say, now we can see from what happened here and from the log, the entries, the 3-point turn, that everything actually shifted and the clock in the Lexus was off by 21 to 28 seconds, which now puts all the pieces back in line. And now you don't have the phone taking steps after the last, well, you do have the phone taking steps after the last movement.
And wasn't that the thing with the brain surgeon today? He was like, well, you actually are a zombie for a while. You take steps like a chicken. Did I understand that?
I was too busy looking at the caveman stuff. I don't remember talking about that.
I thought, chat, back me up here. Did he say that after the way that his brain was damaged, that his body kept moving for a while after he was hit? I thought that's what he said.
She also built his report around trying to prove Matthew DeSoga was wrong. Yeah, nothing like it. What you're pointing out here, Mr. Burgess, in his testimony, provided rebuttal.
Scott, it's Bachelor.
Okay, sorry, my bad. It's Mr. Bachelor now.
Provided
rebuttal testimony. He literally wrote the report because of what the defense had responded to him about, or had made their report based on his. So he provides report A.
Yep.
Defense comes in with response 1, and he comes out with report B, and that's what he testifies to because of report defense 1.
And defense 1 was presented when?
It hasn't been yet. They haven't had their case yet.
Then how does he know about it?
Great question. No, of course they're allowed to see what the other experts' reports are. I think he watched it. Watched it.
Watched what if they haven't presented it yet?
I think he watched Ian Whiffen on the stand talking about timelines and saw that he had a mistake, and he went back and reworked the numbers, found the error, and then made his report here.
Wait, isn't Whiffen working for Aperture?
Whiffen was the cell phone guy, I think.
Whiffen was still a prosecution witness.
Yeah, he was like our first or second witness of the trial.
Why is he trying to correct
what is
his
hexadecimal?
own side?
Hexadecimal, it's a numbering system. Hexadecimal is a numbering system, and it's a base 16. So our regular counting is base 10. We've got 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we have 10 digits. Hexadecimal has 16 digits, and it uses numbers and letters, a combination of those to get that.
If you're really interested in this kind of stuff, the best book I've found on it is On Numbers by Isaac Asimov. Who knew that he is a mathematical genius, but he just really is.
Yeah. All right. Mr. Burgess has been pursuing his bachelor's degree for 17 years.
I really don't have a problem with that.
Most people get their doctorate in that time. I'm just saying.
I'm not most people.
Well, if you go for 17 years to advance to education.
Okay, wait, I'm sorry. I'm still trying to untangle this in my head. So he creates he creates this report where he's like, okay, this is the basic timeline. And then Whiffen comes in and says, well, based on that timeline, we've got the cell phone data, and it doesn't line up exactly perfect. And so Burgess comes back in, and he says, oh, I fixed it without ever knowing that there was a problem or that you had any difference. It just magically happens to line up with what the problem was that you seemed to present. And here you go. I'll give this to you for free. Gosh, I hope this works out well for me. That was awesome to watch how that worked out for him. But then what's Whiffen doing? Not Whiffen. What's the other guy from Aperture doing?
The other guy from Aperture is going to talk more about timelines, some of the other instruments in the system. He did a chip-off.
Is going to? He hasn't spoken yet?
He hasn't yet. Oh. That's what Angela's so upset about, because she wants to hear this testimony.
Oh.
And that's not happening. As you can see behind us, we've just cut live to a motorcycle chase, because why not? Let's go ahead and get demonetized at the end of the day. And that's what these do. Hang on. Hello, Amber.
Hey.
Amber, congratulations.
Hi.
101.6 or something.
That is amazing.
It's incredible.
Thank you. Yes, I've been working hard, and it's paying off, thankfully.
Awesome. I have not been working hard, and it's been accruing.
Hey, but just think of this, because you guys have actually met me in person, so I'm a third less than what I was when you saw me.
Does it feel good? Does your body move easier?
It feels so amazing.
That's awesome.
It's not that kind of show, Amber.
I'm
not going to laugh with you on that.
Claire on that one.
I had to redirect my brain quickly.
Okay.
So I know we were, well, now you're showing the chase that we always seem to miss out on now. I just wanted to make sure that we clarified something that seems to be misconstrued or being misconstrued somehow. When we say that we're laughing at Shannon Burgess and his 17-year bachelor's degree that he still doesn't have, we're not necessarily laughing at it taking 17 years to get there to still not have it. Plenty of people have things that happen that have stopped their education to, get them further on in life. That's something that happened to me.
That happened to me as well. I went to school so late that when I showed up to my first class, they thought I was the professor because of how old I was. I kid you not. And I am one of those non-traditional students who had a wife and full family and house before I went to college. So I hear that.
I mean, It happens. I mean, I didn't get my medical career started until at least 15 years later than I wanted to. And that wasn't because I just didn't want to go. It was because my own medical stuff had popped up. I couldn't put school first. I had to put my medical first. So there's nothing wrong with it taking somebody the time it takes them to do or complete a program. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yep.
Do it, finish it. That's what you need to celebrate.
Yeah.
I don't care how long it took you to do it.
Yeah,
as long as you cross the finish line and you've got that.
Or don't. It's fine if you don't. I mean, it's,
Or don't.
I don't
right.
think any less of you for not getting a degree.
Yeah, just don't claim it if you haven't.
Right.
Right.
That's the problem.
The biggest issue with what is happening with Shannon Burgess as a witness is there's evidence in court filings, not just at the state level, but at the federal level. I have them in case anybody wants them. They are on Discord. He has submitted his CV in multiple cases in both federal and state court, representing different things with each CV, none of which actually clarify anything until this one.
Okay, so let me ask a question, Amber. I think we're solid on the idea that he lied, and that's reprehensible. Does it skew your willingness to hear? Do you feel like knowing that he lied about his qualifications discounts his knowledge, or his honesty? I mean, obviously it undermines his honesty. I'm just wondering, do you look at it and say, okay, you obviously lied, therefore I don't accept any of your testimony? Or do you say, you obviously lied, guess you're on the Commonwealth side, but I don't really, the data is what the data is?
It's mendacity.
Can I marinate on that question? Because I need to, I missed watching part of his testimony, like part of his starting testimony. So I need to actually go back and watch it.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's cool.
Ivan, just send it to me. We'll make sure it gets to the right place.
That's cool. Amber, I respect that. I think that I often will form an opinion without taking the time to listen to all of the information. So I do respect that you're going to listen to it.
Yeah, and I want to give you an honest answer, and I don't think I can give you an honest take on that without having actually listened to the testimony start to finish for what you're asking about.
Yeah, and some people are saying that he messed up the data too. To my knowledge,
not just the data, he messed up everything. There was not a single thing that was flawless that he produced. Whether it's typos or just formatting errors. It was amateur level work. He got the dates wrong. He said everything happened on January 30th when it happened actually on January 29th. A small issue, but yes, when the date flips at midnight, it's a new day. He just, everything was wrong. Everything's a typo. Everything is a miscalculation or a mistake. He gets the bits to bytes or the gigabits to gigabytes or the megabytes to megabits, all messed up, and he messes all of them up consistently.
Okay, so you're saying I can't say that word on now. Okay, he is unintelligent and incapable of making.
No. He lacks
he's very
qualification for expert status. There is no way that I can't believe he was designated as an expert witness in court for the Commonwealth without a voir dire.
And okay, more to the point, did the Commonwealth know that he fudged his CV?
That is not my problem, not my monkeys, not my circus. That is his responsibility to figure out. You've got a team of attorneys.
Oh, I'm not
Mr.
covering
Brennan,
for him.
So
I'm saying if he knew, shouldn't he be in serious trouble?
First of all, this evidence,
I would say so.
The evidence he brought to trial with the shift in the time frame specifically is so crucial. I cannot imagine that Jackson and Alessi would have just allowed it to get this far before saying, oh, by the way, there's a problem with your degree. They would have tried to shut this down before it got to that point.
For sure.
And so I've got to think this was handled at a sidebar. This was handled at some sort of closed door discussion, and she just went ahead and accepted him. And so it's not a surprise. I don't think it's a surprise to the court that he doesn't have a bachelor's.
I am getting bald spots over the judge in this case, just ripping my hair out. Okay.
Don't do that, Miss. All right.
I like the way they are.
Good idea. Okay, so that's interesting that people are saying that he messed up the data, and I have not made any bones about which side I fall on here, but I gotta be honest, that data is incriminating, and if the defense can't counter it in some effective way, which I just don't think it's effective, saying, oh, you messed up the date, you didn't flip it at midnight. Oh gosh, everybody does that.
Yeah,
I can't ever get the year right for the first month of the year.
He was off by 86,400 seconds or something, because that's a day's worth. But the bigger problem is that for the defense is that the phone stopped moving at the exact same time her car stopped backing up. That those two match up and that it never moved again. And yes, it did record the entry for a couple steps, moments later, but we've already got testimony that the way Apple does that is it takes time and puts in bite-sized chunks and says, during this time you did this. And you might have stopped at second 8, but at second 10 it records, and I walked this many steps. It's one of those things. So the phone stopped moving at that time. So whatever happened to John O'Keefe sort of has to happen right at that period, and that's not good for the defense.
It's not, but I have to
It doesn't prove a collision, but it's not good for the defense.
I have to ask the pointed question, though. Did this expert prove that that's what happened, or did he just confuse us all with a bunch of information and a whole lot of lies on his CV, and also just mismanagement of his information? Did he prove it, or did he just prove that he's trying to prove it? That's what I'm wondering.
I think he proved that he's not qualified to be in the position that he's in, making the expert opinion he's trying to give. I think that's what he proved.
Yes, I agree. My question is that enough? As a jury member, are you like, okay, you're not an expert, I'm not taking it from you? Or do you say, well, the data is what the data is, doesn't matter if a toddler found it or an expert?
I think the prosecution is going to say the latter. It's like, you might not like the guy, and he makes all sorts of typos and lies about his degree, but he did, in fact, find where this entry, and we can prove it. And
yeah, but that's where I get stuck. I'm like, did he? I mean, he magically came up with this, oh, hey, I have a way to fix this. Did he? Did he just?
There is some questions, and the defense is going to attack this. We're going to see it more with our experts. But the whole clock shift idea, every time you start the car, it has a different clock shift. It seems, sometimes it's off by 8 seconds, and sometimes it's off by this. Only one time was it off by 21 to 28 seconds, and he says that's what it is for the timeline. It's going to be attacked by the defense, and so it might become a little more clear.
But why wasn't it? Well, he's been dismissed, right?
Because the defense hasn't gone yet. They haven't brought in their evidence. Defense can't present evidence. All you can do is question somebody, and so defense gets their turn, and they're either going to clarify or punch holes in it. Right now, it looks bad for the defense.
Yeah.
But defense still has a turn. So that's why we don't decide until the end. Data stinks as suspects. All a bunch of junka, says Judy M.
Yeah, somebody said, but wait for ARCA. Yeah, ARCA, for me, in the last trial, that was it. Like, all the other stuff made me stop and wonder and scratch my head and say, something smells like bad fish in here. But the fact when ARCA got up, I was like, oh, it's done. That's the end. So ARCA is really, really pivotal. At least for me, it was really pivotal.
Yeah. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right. Amber,
I'm going to hang up now.
Amber, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for talking to us.
Miss Ray, I will go back and rewatch what testimony I missed, and I'll get you an answer to your question.
Okay, but it's not homework. You're okay. You don't have to.
We're going on vacation.
Yeah. You can take a vacation too. It's fine.
So if y'all are going on vacation, does that mean that I can make some executive decisions and I can make commands and stuff while you're gone? So it just magically appears on Monday?
Woo!
You have to have access to this computer right here. So
do not come break into our house.
Our house will not be vacant.
You're going to freak the occupants out.
Yes. What commands? I mean, what do you want me to build? I'm here right now. Commands. Chatbot commands.
Well, for one, you can go make the Starlink command since I gave you an actual link instead of a QR code.
I'll have to first check chat to see that. I haven't seen it yet. So.
Hey.
All right.
Great thing I sent it to your DM so it didn't get lost in mod chat.
Appreciate that. Amber, thanks for all you do. I'm going to thank you, and through you, I'm going to thank all the mods for the great work you do in keeping this running and keeping it. I know that this trial is a challenge in chat. It's a tough one. It's got strong feelings. It brings out a lot of emotions. We got quite a crowd in here and new people who don't understand that we're all friends at the end of the day, even if we disagree with each other. So thank you. Thank you and all the mods for the great work you do.
You guys are awesome.
Oh, she's like, go on. She's like, go on, keep talking. She hung up. I think she's gone.
I did not hang up. Sorry. I was just trying to.
She's waiting for you to keep going. She's like, don't stop.
I just didn't want to.
That's all you're getting from me. That's all you're getting from me. So, Amber, have a great weekend. Thank you very much. And she hung up now. Now she's gone. What is it with people hanging up on me today? You would think I was answering a prank call or something. All right. With that, we've got motorcycle chase is going on, but there's nobody following him. And he's just, he can go for 250 miles on a tank of gas. So I don't see any action happening there. We're probably going to let it drop. Well, there are some cars following him.
Where's Thomas? Just out of curiosity.
Thomas is working.
Okay. Is he working while riding a motorcycle?
He's not in California.
Oh, okay. We're good.
You're saying, is that Thomas? No, Thomas would be faster than this guy. Much faster. Bug Dugger gifted a membership. I have to go back and thank a couple people.
The unadjusted clock Dugger.
Yes.
You guys are so funny. Hey, I'm curious. When you guys rename yourselves here, does it go over to other channels?
Yes, everywhere. And sometimes you're stuck with it for weeks.
hilarious.
Okay, so we're going to very quickly go through a lot of super chats and messages because you guys have been most generous today, and I thank you for that. Kayla Newell, I've been talking in accent all morning. Making color. We talked to Kayla. She called in as well. Thank you very much, Kayla. DSN sent a gifted membership. Elizabeth, welcome to the gallery. Welcome to the gallery. Kim R says, I've gone most of today. Please give a good recap. Was that recap good enough, Kim? We tried. OG Sean White laughs at me because I bought all this stuff and now I don't need it. Weezer, thank you very much for the hippos and the super sticker. Hilda B gifts a membership and Bug Dugger gifted a membership. Both. Thank you for your generosity.
Seriously, the generosity, I don't know that we say it very often, or maybe you do, maybe you say it a lot, but it is huge. We recognize that it is a sacrifice and that it directly benefits us, and I really appreciate that. Thank you.
And we couldn't do this without you.
We literally couldn't, because, oh my goodness, you guys, I had to spend a lot of money today. It was so bad. I got my car from the shop, and they were like...
We had to tell them, we already bought it.
I know.
We just want it fixed.
They're like, we've turned it into a Ferrari. I'm like, awesome!
Yeah, but it's going to be good for the trip. So, all right. Couple cars following. Let's listen really quickly.
The fact that this is a motorcyclist, Bruce, clearly it's not a big, heavy utility.
Yeah. It's just a motorcyclist, Bruce. It's just a motorcyclist. He seems to be making a lot of right-hand turns. He must be going in a square. Greener says, feeling generous. Might delete later. Thank you, Greeners.
Oh, we appreciate the heads up.
You guys saw it before it was gone. Thank you. Jean, is it Jean? Jean Daughtry. Totally love both of you. 27 months.
Oh, that's sweet.
Jean, thank you very much. Thank you. One of our OGs.
Yeah.
And I still wanted to call you Jeanne. For some reason, when I read your name,
I look at that and I say Jean.
Jean, no,
because that's in French. I think that's how you're supposed to pronounce that.
It's Jean. Thank you very much. Appreciate your support. 27 months. OG.
Yeah, that is OG. Is that 27 months? I didn't think you'd been doing that this long.
We're having separation anxiety.
But no, it sounds like actually he's gonna still be going tomorrow.
The motorcycle?
No. Oh, they were saying having separation anxiety. I thought because you weren't coming tomorrow.
Yeah. We'll do a little tomorrow with some court hopping just to prove that it either does work or doesn't work either way. So.
Yeah, it would be good to know.
Wouldn't it be nice to have a mechanically inclined friend you can trust who lives relatively close by?
Seriously.
Tell me about it, Amber.
Wouldn't that be amazing? At this point, I bring my car into the shop and they laugh at me. I'm like, shut up. Just fix it.
They've literally told us that we're an easy mark for... I know.
Not we. They said I am. They're like, you're a worrywart. I'm like, I've
fine.
got kids in the car.
Fine, we'll change your blinker fluid. But it's going to cost you. All right. This bike's all over the place. Directly
When you
under
watch
the helicopter
these,
right now.
do you want to ride a motorcycle more or
Yes,
less?
but not like him.
Okay, that's good.
I really, really miss my motorcycle. I look forward to getting another one soon.
Yeah, every time the kids tell family stories, it's about how you popped wheelies when they were on there. I'm like, what?
They're figments of their imagination. I've never popped a wheelie with any child on my bike. I can barely pop a wheelie. It was a 6 foot. It was heavy.
You popped wheelies on it. I saw you.
Barely. I didn't like ride wheelies down the street and like run.
Oh,
it was just like a little pop the front end up.
Oh.
In case you needed to make a small jump or something.
Just in case.
Sorry, he's just running through an intersection, just about getting clobbered. Oh, man. All right. I have a pharmacist, a mechanic, and a cop as three of my best friends. As long as the pharmacist and the cop don't get together, you're fine. You're fine. Amber, I saw the text. I was joking. I already have a taillight already for the bike. I do. I just need the rest of the Lexus, and I'll be set. I have a notary public as a friend. He's not going to use the helicopter.
You guys have cool friends.
Yeah, we need some of those. Late but present, I just had to write a $3,000 check for vehicle repairs, and I literally shed a few tears.
A few? Oh, at what point?
I would shed some blood at that point. My mechanic might want to take a day off.
Duck and cover. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's bad.
Josh, we're gonna be live tomorrow while we drive a little bit, just to as proof of concept, mostly to justify the expense of all the gear I just bought.
Yeah, and I would like to know if it works. Yeah. It would just be nice to know.
Oh, we've got Unmarked behind him. These guys mean business. It's getting fun. It's getting fun. We've got to move your chat, Josh. Sorry. He's feeling the pressure. He's weaving through traffic. Ooh. Anyone have a fish farmer friend? You do now. Trout, by the way. Farms trout.
Really?
Yeah. Like all kinds. Brooke, do you do golden trout? It's one of the trout I've caught the fewest.
Yeah, I didn't even know that was a thing.
Or golden. Or I guess lake trout is actually Mackinac, or my least frequently caught fish. There it is. Want to try Starlink free for a month? Use Recovery Addict's referral link and get 1 month free. Yes, and then it would be free for us for a month as well.
It's because all of you have Starlink. Well, I don't know. Some people do have Starlink.
Brook, rainbow, tiger. Tigers, oh my goodness.
Oh,
Tiger's a hybrid, a tiger trout. There isn't actually like a natural tiger. So I believe they're sterile tiger trout. Which are great for stocking in reservoirs where you don't want the fish population to boom out of control. You can control it because you always know how many you have in, because it's how many you put in or less. Tiger trout are amazing, fun to catch. A lot of fight in them. But
what did this motorcyclist do? I think he stole a lot of Mountain Dew.
I think it's more that the motorcycle owner wants it back.
Oh dear,
is what happened. Stolen bike.
He stole the bike? How did you see this going? Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
How is
Jean
it?
says we just got Starlink. I'm liking mine, but we're going to see if it's good for the drive.
Yeah.
Beach life almost there. I'll look better in pink. 23 months. Oh, gee.
Holy cow.
That is
you
so
guys
cool.
are amazing. That much long-term support. That's amazing. If I went on mine, I think I'd have like a 4-month support. I'm way less supportive than you guys are. You're amazing.
If this guy turns out to be just test driving this bike and he's like, no, I'm buying it from the dude.
The dealer's behind him. Come back now.
I didn't want to stop because I gave my driver's license as proof I'd come back. So Where is this happening? This is in San Fernando Valley in California. Ooh, a little speed bump there. What kind of bike is that? Is that a monster? Any bikers out there? It looks like they call them a naked bike, where the frame is showing. It looks sort of like that. Go grab my second comment back.
Greeners, did you seriously find this place through Homeschool Ground Zero? I don't think you did. I think you're just openly flattering me. I think that's not true, Greeners.
Did he steal the helmet too? It was probably on the bike. Or maybe he was on like a moped and he's like, hey, upgrade.
Plus it up.
I don't want to stick on this too long. The last time there was a motorcycle chase and it ended.
It can end badly.
It ended for him. I mean, he ended.
Oh.
It was done. He's done. Stick a fork in him type. It was over. He was done.
That's not good.
Kate, thank you very much. What speed is he being clocked at? I'm not seeing the speed showing up here, but I'd probably put it in the 60 mile an hour range, maybe 80 here.
Oh my gosh, they've got, look at this. Maybe you guys are all way smarter than me, but they've got a compass in the corner, and I look at it, I'm like, so which arrow are we?
There's a helicopter in the middle, and then the compass shows. The helicopter gives you the orientation of the compass. Orientation of the helicopter based on the compass. And then.
So what's the yellow?
The little arrow is where we're looking. So the helicopter has a pan tilt zoom on the bottom. They can pan around in circles. Ooh, he just stood up because he went over a bump.
I don't know how motorcycles go over bumps. I went over one in my huge SUV and I just about bottomed out. I don't know how you would do it.
Hence the repairs.
Don't tell
That's a nice Bronco we had there. That green one. I saw 78 on the speed.
Put on the commentary, please. Can they hear anything? I can't hear anything.
Commentary tends to get us strikes. Let me see if I can get you.
Give commentary, Scott.
I'll make up all sorts of stories about this.
Be funny. Wait a minute. Did you just not call me on fluffing the truth a little bit?
This guy's in a hurry. He's going to get his bachelor's. Give him a minute. He's late for his bachelor's. Let's see.
He's pursuing it.
Okay. So we've got. Let's go to. We've got some different takes. We can do this. Super Source presets, 2 boxes. Let's do it like so. With Super Source 1 is going to be 8.
At least he's enrolled.
Oh, he's rolling. He's rolling. Katie Russin once again comes in 5 gifted memberships.
That's
thank
awesome.
You very much.
Thank you.
Looking at the big screen here, I'm not sure. I'll have to match these up to see how close they are in time. But I mean, one shows on Alameda Street, Alameda, and one shows on Alpine and Alameda, Maine.
Oh, they're off a little bit because it just switched to Maine for both of them.
We're looking for a stop or a keep clear. Oh, it's not that bad. It's not that bad.
Give them music.
Here's what we're gonna do.
Do we have music?
We've got bus chase music.
Yeah.
Pause this for a second. Now we're synced up. Turn the music down a little bit. So now you can see we've got the same view. That was perfect. I mean, it's almost perfect. Okay, let's see. Goes by the black car. Yeah, that's really good, guys. For one try. And getting 2 views. Ooh, he just about dumped it there. This guy is not a pro. I can tell you that. Struggling to turn. Really not leaning into the corners like you should. And like that bike can. That bike is capable of taking corners at much higher speed than he's done. So that's why I see the wobble right there. He doesn't trust the bike. He's putting his feet down way too much.
Amateur thieves. Come on, people. Get your stuff together.
He's swerving all over the place. This is so much faster than his Vespa. There he goes. Slow around the curves. When he could be almost dragging a knee on that bike and be fine. Big building. Good thing we got 2 cameras, huh? Coming up on a bus. Tesla. Just passed a Tesla. Turns right from the left lane. He's really good at turning right. Made very few left-hand turns. So he's literally going in circles.
Is anybody chasing him? Why is he going? Maybe he's late for an appointment. He just can't find the address.
Maybe he's trying to return the bike. He's like, no, I don't want to buy it. It's too slow.
It doesn't take corners very well.
He has a future with FedEx. But now we're out in the open. We're getting to the outside areas where we're probably getting a little less traffic. I don't know how to describe. Oh, pedestrians. I mean, they're holding a big umbrella. You should be able to see them, but still, that could be dangerous. That car looks like ours with all the chipped paint on the roof.
We're so grateful for our cars.
We call it chip. We do name our cars. Hands up in chat if you rename your cars, by the way. Hands up in chat. We name ours, and one of them is Chip.
I don't think you can really name your car until it has enough personality that it requires a name. We buy ours when they're ready to be named.
By personality, we're talking the car needs to have something called an undocumented feature. This is something that's not included in the owner's manual. That will never be covered at the dealership walk around as you're kicking the tires. So like, oh, by the way, this car, you gotta talk nice to it before it starts. It's just it needs a little warm up. Undocumented feature. We have some of those.
Yep. All of our cars have been named. All of them.
I've seen a lot of hands in chat. All we need now is a prank phone call during the police chase that I can draw Mrs. R.A. into. Do you think I can get you to participate in the prank phone call?
No, I'm only mean to people that I can see. I got my rules.
Why'd you come in here to talk to me when you could have called? You could have talked from out there. Okay, now he's gone into what? This is an old folks' home? Where is this?
What?
Retirement? I don't know. It's got solar
Those
panels
are
everywhere.
solar
On the roof.
panels.
It's an apartment complex.
Wow. Where is he?
He went in.
He went in the building?
Like he drove in the entrance. Like there's some sort of parking or access somewhere.
Or just a big hallway.
Probably underground parking. Yep, he went in right there.
Oh.
Now he's in trouble.
Or he just got away.
Because the cops are going to circle the place and they know where the exits are.
That place is huge.
Yeah, but the parking lot might be small.
Yeah, I bet it is. I bet they have no
Cops are on
parking.
back. Cops are on back. Unmarked car.
Well, look at all those police officers. They were hiding. Hey.
Yeah.
What happened to the music?
Oh, the music's over. The chase ended.
Oh.
Music ended. You heard the end of the music and it was done.
It's like, I guess I better pull over.
Turn on the sound. Let's see.
Wait it out, if you will, right? There's so many places that person can be.
Okay, that's what Mrs. R.A. just said, just for the record.
Entrances, multiple exits. You're looking at a manpower pool just to lock down the complex. That's going to be huge.
Yeah.
It's going to be huge. It's going to be huge. That's the audio. We're basically giving the same stuff that they're giving you.
We're top quality guys.
The fact of the matter is nobody knows what's going on. And oh, there's a bike. Is that the same bike?
I don't know, but look at that huge sundial looking thing. That's amazing.
I think it's a fountain.
No, on the left one. Actually, your face is covering it right now.
Oh, well, I can go away.
And breaking news is right below breaking news. Look. Okay, it's sort of hidden now, but it's really pretty. Oh, thank you for zooming out.
Pretty. It's in the top right. I thought we were falling.
Pull the chute!
Oh, man. Oh, now I'm just getting sick.
Oh, that is a lime green car. Oh, that police officer's like, I'm done. I'm going home.
He was
Had it.
late anyway. He missed it. Anyway, pitch up. Yes. I don't know what he did. Note to self, someone is always watching.
Seriously.
This is Sunset Boulevard.
Oh,
Chinatown is where we
goodness.
are. Chinatown.
Look at all
LA
that
area.
greenery. That is amazing. Oh, look at that. That is so beautiful. They're landscaping, I don't know, brickwork?
It looks beautiful on the left. I think I
Yeah,
have a
the
filter.
left.
Look on the right.
Yeah, that's not beautiful
It looks
at all.
dead.
Can you imagine just being a regular person in the parking lot? I just want out.
The officer's up at the gate. He's pushing the button. Can I come in? Police. No, I just need to open the gate for me.
Is this Tommy? Open the gate.
Oops.
Oh, well, we're done.
There's
Okay.
breaking news. We don't know what it is.
Not this. Knock, knock, hello.
I think they're calling it quits.
It's DoorDash. He just can't find the address. He's like, oh, this burger's getting so cold.
Yeah, ABC just bailed on it and said we're done. Or excuse me, the other channel just bailed on it and said we're done. So now it's just ABC. And the cops are getting in their car saying, yeah, we surrender. This guy, you win this round, sir. You win this round. I would rip my plate off, ditch my gear, and buy another bike.
AWOL's got a plan.
Hey, well, it sounds like you've been there before. Hence the name. Anyway, all right. With that, we're going to wrap up for the day. It's nearly time for me to go do the city thing, and it's going to be a fight. It's going to be a fight. We're fighting over the budget. When money's involved, it's not going to be pretty. I'll live stream it all on the Ayden Town Facebook page, so feel free to jump over there.
Which is not where we live.
No. Liar.
Because we're hiding.
We're part of the witness protection program, and we failed miserably. You guys, tonight when you go home, please hug the people you love. Smile at someone to make their day just a little bit better. And please stay safe till we go live again tomorrow morning with some court hopping as we
have our own chase.
Sarah Boone. You're driving though.
Yeah.
So it's going to be good. We're going to be live. We're going to court hop as we take a trip. We'll tell you where we are when we get there, maybe. And we'll be back next week. So, good times. Need a goat sound about right now. There you go. There we go. I'll give you sound effects again. How about that? All right, you guys, have a good one. We'll catch you tomorrow.
Tonight, when you go home, please.
Tonight, when you go home, please hug the people you love. Smile at someone to make their day just a little bit better. And please stay safe. We'll go live again tomorrow at 8:30-ish. Love y'all. Amber, it's like I'm not even needed here anymore.
Hear ye. We'll be gone for the next couple days. You guys just come here. It's fine.
I'll check in chat. You guys just do your thing.
We'll leave some chips and pop. It's good.
Have a good one. Somebody, if you can vacuum when you're done, that would be great. You guys, have a good night. We'll see you. Bye-bye.
I was told counsel wanted to see me at Sidebar.
Because he's the guy.
I think I'm about to catch a whooping.
I was kicked back, taking it easy. There's nothing in the order that restrains you from talking to cats.
Thank you.